it's me. I think we're there.
Live. Okay, I better mute.
Yay!
So I don't see that.
Yeah, same. Although it's still not showing up on my screen,
Oh,
so
yeah.
maybe I did something wrong.
Oh, wait.
Hi, guys. Same.
Oh, weird.
Are we live? Still not showing up on my screen.
Oh,
so
yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait. Guys. Oh, no. Oh, no, you guys. I'm so sorry. I think it might be mine. Yours? Is it mine?
I think it's yours because I think what happened is here. I'm going to turn it off.
Oh, no.
There we go. I muted it. Can you hear me?
I can hear you still. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. For some reason, I was on the thing, and then it just went to the it went to a different video, so I had to switch over.
That's what I can still hear it, but I think it must be on my end then.
Okay. Yeah. Mine. Oh yeah, I can hear it too, but it's not. Mine's muted. Is yours muted?
I don't even have anything up. Oh, this is a disaster. Hey guys, if you can hear us, sorry. But what is happening? I don't even have anything up. Oh, this is a disaster. Hearing myself out saying it's a disaster. Okay, guys, hold on. The whole new YouTube on the creator's end is just a mess. And I cannot figure it out. Hearing myself out saying it's a disaster. Okay, guys, hold on. Whole new YouTube on
Where's
the
it coming from?
I don't know.
That's so weird.
Okay, I finally see us up, but I still don't know why there's no sound.
Okay, I cut out of mine completely, so just like don't have YouTube open at all.
That's where mine had been at.
Mm-hmm. So where is it coming from?
I don't know. Okay, I cut out of mine completely. It's so funny hearing us back. That's why I'm cracking up. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay, it must have been on my end somehow. I don't even know what was up. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, hey guys.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna sign in again then.
Well, let's see who all's here since I had to switch. I see Apocalyptic Potato. Hi. I saw some of y'all talking before the event had even started on the other event. Not on this one. Let's see. Luke says hi. Catherine says hi. Amanda, hi. Stephanie. Oh my gosh, there are so many of you. I'm going to go ahead and second Ren's question and also toss it over to you, Becca, because what are you working on right now?
Okay. All right.
Did you decide on your story?
Hang on a second. I'm just trying to set this up so I can see it.
Yeah, okay. You're good.
Okay. I'm good. I'm good. All right. Okay. I'm fully present now. All right. Read things. Oh, wow. There's a lot of people here. Oh, my God.
I know, which is great. Okay. I'm seeing everyone else come in. We got Sarah, Franny, Anola, Tay Buggy. Hey, Tay Buggy. Hey. I saw that she was tweeting at you. I'm so sorry. I've been off Twitter. I've been off the grid, except for YouTube, I feel like.
Well, you've been coming out with so much amazing content, so you have an excuse.
I just, you know what, though? I've also gone down so many YouTube holes. I finally am about to start watching the some more Shane Dawson conspiracy videos.
Oh, right. Oh yeah, those are, well, I guess he had a recent one that was pretty good. Although it's funny, it's like his some of his conspiracy theory stuff I'm like into, and some of it I'm like
not like
as
much.
When he's like promoting like making it like it could be real flat earthers, and by having his brother like actually like be a flat earther, I just have so many problems with that.
There are so many things wrong with that. Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's just I love Shane Dawson, and I pretty much watch everything he comes out with. But the flat Earth thing just stabbed me in the heart. I'm like, don't give anyone credence.
Dare you? Yes, that's so true.
Oh, but man. I do love him, and I do watch everything that he does.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I've even watched like I watched some of Ryland's like vlog stuff.
I do
Just
too.
so
I love it. I watched the whole Kang. I'm all like, oh.
I know, it's so good. Oh, but yeah, okay. I also want people to comment. Let me know what other YouTube stuff you watch outside of authortube, because I love YouTube. So I'm curious.
Move this back a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Other people also love Shane Dawson. Yes.
Well, considering he has like 20 million or more subscribers.
Know. Well, and been on YouTube for forever. I feel like he was like one of the original. So.
Yeah. I mean, 10 years, definitely.
Yeah. Let's
see. Heather. Hi, Heather. She says she loves art videos. I do too. I love watching people draw.
Ooh.
It's fun.
I haven't watched as many of those, but the couple that I have watched, I feel like I should watch more. I feel like it would be soothing. Also, I can't draw, so it'll be inspiring.
I love to draw, but I'm not very good at it. So I just, I kind of more cartoony, you know?
You know, here's the thing. Becca, you're so talented. Like, anything, I'm like, you say you're not good, but I'm like, but are you really?
Wow. Oh, man. I just, I totally lost my train of thought. You all embarrassed me.
You're just so talented.
And I lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh. What are you drinking? That looks good.
Oh, you know what? I went to Starbucks earlier and then I decided to make my own drink in the Starbucks cup. So
oh, okay.
It's like a medley of juices. And then I put some beers at the bottom. Just really aiming for that sugar rush, I guess.
Need it, because we're gonna do some serious work today.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've really been like, I've had kind of like a lull the past couple days, so I'm really looking forward to this and getting some words.
Oh my god, me too. I'm actually I just did a vlog about it yesterday, but I finally finished going through and adding all the edits to my manuscript. So I'm all like,
just saw as I was trying to log into this stuff, your editing vlog, the title of it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch that later.
Yeah, I just was like, I mean, I've been working on it for weeks, and it's just like, I'm turning off my email because I'll make that beep every like 5 seconds. Yeah, so I am ready to dive in. I'm gonna start working on my Camp NaNo project now, because I think it's kind of what you said in one of your vlogs too. It's like whatever words I get, and then I'm gonna still do the 20K that I have planned for camp, but I'm not gonna like count. You know, like I still have so many words on this, so it's like even 20K is probably not gonna cut it. You know?
Yeah, it'll be like a little hump of your project.
yeah, because it's such a beast. But yeah, actually, I wanted kind of your advice on this. I need your advice. Okay, so I've been really struggling with, because you know my fantasy novel and how it's like 4 girls, but it's 3 separate stories because 2 of the girls are twins. So it'd be I'm literally writing 3 stories, and then they do come together at the end. So my question that I've been sort of toying around with is, do I release 3 novels or do I release 1 big novel? But my problem is that I don't have a problem releasing them as 3 separate novels. I think that would work. It's the fact that it's a fantasy, so there's another book that comes after it. Like, it leaves not on a cliffhanger, but definitely like there's more to the story for the second book.
Yeah.
So does that mean now I have to write 3 more books? Do you know what I mean? And I think like I would get frustrated with that. Like if I was the reader, if like I read one girl's story and it sort of ends on a cliffhanger, and then I hear there's a sequel, and then I read the sequel and I realize it's not.
It's actually another girl.
Right back at the beginning. And then I'm like, okay, well maybe the 3rd book. And then I get to the 3rd book and it's like, whoop, right at the beginning again. Like, would that be frustrating?
I do see what you're saying. I think that's a really interesting question. I accept that it's a lot of work, but like if you released all of the first 3 at once and then all of the second 3 at once, I don't think it would be as frustrating, but that's also like, that would be insane. That would be a lot.
At that point, I was gonna say, at that point, if I'm releasing all 3 at once, I might as well put them all together.
Might as well just make one giant book out of it. Yeah, I do see what you're saying. I would love to hear some comments about that because I'm trying to think what I would feel. I think it's one of those where I'd be excited that there'd be another book in the series that I liked, but I do get what you're saying because it would just start you back over. Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'd get mad.
Yeah, I think I'd be like, okay, like this is great. We'll just see another side of it. I want the continuation.
Yes. And then you get the 3rd book and it's again, you get thrown. You're like,
oh, I do see that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But otherwise, it's going to be 150,000 word book or more.
Yeah. Wow. Some people love those, like epic.
No, just never written anything that big before, or just never released anything. Because I mean, the thing is that this would be the first book that I could actually put out to authortube as for betas and things like that. And I don't know if I feel comfortable asking people to beta read something that's 170,000 words long.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems kind of like asking a lot.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It's like, here, read these 1,200 pages, please.
I totally see what you're saying, and I see why that's a struggle. Oh my gosh, that feels like
See with somebody. It looks like there's some people are responding.
Everyone, I feel like a lot of people are saying one big book with parts.
With one book was the end of all 3. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm going. And then Cassie says, I feel like there's something to be said for balancing tensions between the 3 POV and seeing how they really do connect. I know, that's kind of where I was going. Initially, that's how I was going. Like, it was just going to be one big book, and you flip back and forth between chapters. I'd go with one big book. Maybe in the following books, you can tell this of the last, I feel like calling all 3 books one with subtitles for the group. Yeah, that's originally what I was going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking more and more it definitely needs to be. Yeah. And oh, hi, Emily. Hi. I'm beta reading her book right now, and it's awesome.
Oh, yay.
It's really good, actually. I want to get back to it, but I'm like, okay, I got to write today.
Yes. I do see from a reader perspective, I would definitely, I think I'd rather have
one big book.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you? Are you going to work on your death project?
You know what? I know it's so much death. I think I am. Yeah, I'm going to work on that, but I've also here's the thing. I'm doing a writing experiment this week where I'm just doing one writing prompt a day. But what I found is that I either really enjoy doing the writing prompts when I'm stuck on something, but when I'm not stuck, I don't want to do a writing prompt because I don't want to waste the time doing that. Anyway, so I'm one writing prompt behind. I didn't do anything yesterday because I'm writing other stuff. So during the sprints, I'm going to try and make up. So I'm going to alternate between random writing prompts and project death.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if anyone has any writing prompts, I will have you make suggestions, because otherwise I've just been Googling stuff. So,
well, you could maybe do a writing prompt with one of your with your tarot deck or something. That'd be kind of fun.
I was like, you know what? We might just I might just pull a card and be like, you know what? I'm just gonna write a story based off this. So yeah, I literally thought it. I was like,
okay.
Yeah. So, well, I want to hear what everyone else is working on, but also we're 15 minutes into this.
I know. Sorry,
No, you're good. And also, I had so many technical errors on my part. I'm so sorry, guys. Thanks for sticking with us. Okay. So I say, do we want to do a warm-up sprint, but Yeah, let's do a warm-up stretch. Do you want to do 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
Well, maybe because it's like heading on to 4:20, we should do what'd you say? 10 minutes? Yeah, 10 minutes.
Warm up. I'm down for that. Well, in the 2 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card, and if anyone wants to do just like a random writing prompt, they can have the card and we can do this together. But my question for you, Becca, then is like, what are you going to be working on in this first like warm up round? Like, are you?
I'm gonna dive in. I'm diving in because I was talking about on my vlog that she just entered this like place, and I wanted to make it really like crazy or like dark, and it wasn't. It was just like, here I am, you know. You're like, oh, that's not
Yeah.
scary. So I kind of want to dive in, and maybe even if I'm not really like in the story, I'm just describing the place, that maybe I can use some of that later. So I'm not sure if I'm really diving into the story as much as I just really want this I want this location to be like a character to itself.
Yes.
So I'm like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm sort of like in that frame of mind. So I think I might do that for the 10 minutes.
Exploring the world. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pull. Oh, look.
Ooh, the sun. Ooh, that's perfect because that's a lot. Maybe I'll use that. Oh, I love the sun.
I think, did we pull the sun last time we were doing this too? I feel like we did. But okay, so if anyone else wants to join Becca and I in the sun. Oh no, my computer's going crazy. Hopefully it's fine. The sun is number 31. I'm just gonna see what the words are for that one. And then we will start the sprint. Let's see. So the sun is about success, good health, vitality, electricity, warmth, victory, summer invention, ideas, and thinking. So there were a couple words that stood out to me as like potential things to play with there.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I may or may not. I mean, I'm using sort of the fire of it.
Yeah.
Like, see, the location is like it's a volcano and it's like lava mines. So I feel like that's heat, you know?
Yes. So excited to hear more about your setting because it sounds great. So, all right.
All right.
If anyone's ready to join. And then 10 minutes. Should I set an alarm or a timer? We'll set a timer. Okay. Ready, everyone? And start.
Sorry if my neighbors are loud. I have the windows open.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
They're giving us some ambiance, some background noise.
I'm gonna close my windows because they're loud.
All right. Time.
Okay. Good.
How'd you do?
I probably didn't get as many words, but I think I finally like got back into. I got like 115 words, so it was more about getting into the frame of mind. Yeah, so I think I got that. I think next time I'll be able to go forward.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's good. That's a great place.
How about you?
I got 232 words. I don't know that I left off the writing prompt in a, like, it wasn't a complete story, but I'm going to say it's good enough.
Yes. Oh, let's see how everyone did. Katie Rose, 243. Sarah Maddox, 244. Okay, just a word apart. Diana. Oh, hi, Diane. 194. A Papa Like a Potato, 96. The Odd Bug's Out, 357.
Yay!
Doing great. Wow. Wow.
Write-a-tip got 47 words. I was blabbing. It's funny. 108, 135. Y'all, these are great. That's awesome. I will say that for writing prompts, I feel like because I'm not trying to continue a story and it's like kind of an isolated thing, I feel like I can get more words quickly and just like go for it. I guess I don't put the same amount of pressure on myself as I do when I'm trying to like write a full thing.
How are you liking writing prompts? Is it a good exercise, you think?
I did have one day where I really didn't like, I hadn't written anything all day. I just like felt like I couldn't get myself up to it for some reason. And I did one prompt and then I think I finished like a chapter and a half after that. Like I was,
oh wow.
It really was the push I needed, I guess. But since then I haven't like recreated that same kind of magic. So oh, that's the kind of thing. I don't know if you need the right writing prompt or if maybe they're just not really for me unless I'm stuck, which I think is really going to be like my lesson learned. But
right. Ooh, so
if it can help.
You're going to have a writing prompt video?
Huh?
You're going to have a writing prompt video?
Yeah. I'll have a experiment of it.
I love it.
Yeah. Some of the prompts have been better than others, but half the fun is choosing them.
That's true.
Let's see. I also want to hear, what's everyone else working on? I think we kind of asked that, but we swiftly moved on since it was half of during the time I was struggling so much. So yeah, let us know what you're working on. How many of y'all have already started your Camp NaNoWriMo story?
Oh, I know. I'm curious about that. Yeah, because camp's so different from NaNoWriMo. Like, I feel like I don't want to start with NaNoWriMo, but with camp, it's all like, oh yeah, I'll do it.
It's like, I'm just going to dive right in. Yeah.
Let's see. I have to turn the volume down.
Oh, Diane's doing a fanfic fest thing that I want done before camp. That sounds so interesting. Fanfic fest.
That is fun. What kind of fanfic?
Yeah. I have some questions. Let's see. Revising a chapter. Mickey Miles. Let's see. Snazzy Sam the Spam is outlining for the second draft of my NaNo 2018 novel. That's awesome.
Ooh, yes.
And Sarah's working on the first draft I started during NaNo. I'm hoping I can finish it during camp. I also think that's the fun thing about Camp NaNoWriMo is just like completing stories.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm kind of doing that too in a way because I haven't really touched this since NaNo, so.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I did just start. I'm alternating. Okay. So Jessica helped me figure out that I like to have kind of two stories I'm working on simultaneously. And so I'm revisiting that like murder mystery kind of story I wrote that and like that random, I wrote it real quick and whatever. And it's been fun trying to like reread it because I did write it so quickly. Working on that one and it's been a blast. So
that's fun.
Project Death, murder mystery.
Lots of death.
Lots of death. Oh, Diane says it's supernatural. It's called the Casting Flip Fest. You have to pick a trope and reverse it. Only a 5K minimum. That sounds so cool.
Ooh, Supernatural. That's my fave. I love Supernatural.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of like fangirling too because my husband's working on Eric Kripke's the creator of Supernatural. And so my husband is working on his current show, which is coming out in July, The Boys. And so it's like Stefan keeps on having like these like, you should come meet him. And I'm like, I'm like too nervous. So I'm like, okay. Yeah.
That would be so cool.
I know, it's like, but it's stressful, but it's been funny because, you know, he's been working on the show for a while. So that's like, if you watch my Comic-Con vlogs, that's why I got to sit like in the front seat of the Supernatural so he's totally been like hooking me up, but I'm I haven't met him. I'm all like, oh, I'm too nervous.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy though. Like I feel like I fangirl out about things. Like when I've met a couple authors, I'm like, it's a different kind of nerve. And I'm like, what am I saying?
And I have literally made total idiot of myself when I've met my heroes like that. And so now I have it in my head that I'm going to do it every time.
Yeah.
So I'm just like going to say something because I literally, the first time was with Terry Brooks when I was a kid. And I just froze. Like I froze. I couldn't say a word. And he tried everything to get a word out of me. He's like, oh, like, because he wasn't expecting, like, all the people there were like adults and I was like 12. And so he thought my mom was a fan.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
Oh my God. Shit. Oh, Samantha, your husband worked on the team. Yes, he did. He worked on Timeless. That's actually how he met Eric Kripke, because that was Eric Kripke's other show, Timeless. And then when Timeless wrapped, Eric started this new show, The Boys, which is coming out in July. And so he just really wanted Stefan to be the visual effects supervisor for the show. So it's like, and so he's been working with Eric for like 2 years, and
yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
But oh my gosh, it looks like everybody's telling me to
they're like, do it, Becca.
Do it. Yeah, Jessica's on all caps. Do it, Becca.
Yeah.
I know. Because he was gonna get me backstage passes to meet all the actors at Comic-Con. I'm like, no. I get way too scared. I'd be by myself.
Yeah, no. I do feel that. This is one of those things where I'm like, I feel like you can push everyone else to do it. It's like, of course, like if I had the reverse situation, you'd be like, what are you doing? You have to meet them. But when it's you, it's like,
no. Like if I had a friend with me, like, you know, like my sister or whatever, or somebody that was like another fan, because then I can push it on them and be like, oh, but you know.
Yeah.
No, I'm just too shy. This is where the crippling shyness comes into.
Also, can I just call out your freaking overalls are amazing.
Oh, thanks. I made them.
You know what? I figured you did.
Yeah,
you find overalls like that. That's so awesome, though. They're so cool.
Oh, thank you. Although after seeing Captain Marvel, I want to make a Captain Marvel version of them.
I just saw Captain Marvel today.
Did you like it?
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
Okay, me too. I thought
it was so good.
I was like crying. I'm like, this is so good.
Oh my gosh. I want to see it again.
I know, all the feels.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Diane volunteers to be your wing girl.
I'm telling you, I would love that. The problem is Comic-Con is really freaking hard to get into now. And so I can't just like invite people to go. Otherwise I'd have like, you know, friends that haven't gone before or whatever.
It's a long list of people.
I know. And it's like, and none of them can come because no one can get tickets. It's just like you go out like a year in advance. And then it's just like, so when I'm there, I'm kind of like, I mean, I have friends for sure, but they're not into Supernatural. Of course. The only friends I have at Comic-Con are like, oh yeah, that's a good show. I'm like, damn it, come on. Dang it. But I'm excited for this Comic-Con though, because at this point we're gonna get hooked up because The Boys is literally airing the day after Comic-Con. So they're gonna be like doing crazy
stuff.
Yeah. So Stefan will be able to go with me, which is awesome because he never gets to go with me.
Oh,
And this is probably when I will meet Eric, because at that point I can't like run and hide. It's like he's right there.
For like a full report. Hear all about it.
Oh my god. I'll try to blog it. It'll be all shaky cam.
Meeting my heroes.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's what every time you talk about The Boys and I look up who's in it because that's like how I remember things, and it's like Carl Urban every time.
Yes. I know. Carl. But you know who's the best in it? Because I've already got to see it. Is that the guy from? Did you ever see the show Banshee?
No.
Okay, if you ever see Banshee, watch season 1 and then just pretend it got canceled. It's really bad. Like it just goes off the rails. But the first season is so good, and this guy who I'd never seen before, I think he's Australian or something. Anyway, he's amazing, and he plays a character called Homelander in the comics, and he plays it on the show. And oh my god, he's I mean, Carl Urban's amazing, and he always chews up the scenery, but this guy like even more so. It's insane. Wow. So he's definitely gonna like be the person everyone's talking about, I think. You know what I mean? If the show is successful.
Yeah. Hold on. What's it airing on? Where can I watch it when it comes out?
It's going to be Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime? Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, good. It's one of those like Jack Ryan. Like they've been doing a big like push, for it. Yeah. So that's why, like, which is cool because with freaking Comic-Con, you have to wait in line forever to go to any of the outdoor. They have these outdoor like pavilions on shows, and Amazon Prime always has like these because they're really trying to promote this network or whatever. Yeah. And so, but I can never wait in line, so I don't want to wait in line. But now, for this one, just this one for The Boys, I won't have to.
Yeah.
Everything else I'll still have to wait in line, but for one, I won't have to. Dang it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's going to be awesome. Oh, I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Cassie says yes, make Captain Marvel overalls.
Yes. Well, I found some fabric at Joann's, Joann Fabric. Really? And they have it. It's very similar to this, but with the Captain Marvel symbol. So I figured, that'd be perfect. Yay. Okay, should we do another? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we should. Let's see. We're just gonna ramp up and we'll do 15 minutes this time. Okay. Slow and steady, you guys.
Just tell me to shut up, Kate, if I'm talking too much.
No, you're good. We want to hear all about it.
I babble when I get nervous too, so sometimes I get nervous and then I'm all like, oh God, I hope I'm not talking over anybody, and I'm just like, ah.
No, you are good. Okay, let's see. Oh, I did see Cavanaugh is here. I'm so excited. Okay, so authortube. I'm interrupting before we even get started, but his videos are so good, you guys. So I will link him. I'll link people down below, but like he's great. So
wait, who is it?
Kevlandia. If you scroll up, he's in the comments. He said hello, but his videos are great. I found out about him from Lainey, so I've watched some stuff. I need to go back and comment. So, okay.
I'm just gonna check that out.
Yes. All right. 15 minutes, you guys. And start. Okay. Ah,
Ah,
fine.
that went quick.
It did. You know, I feel like I only really wrote like 150 words or so, but I wrote them all around because I like to skip places in my scenes that I was like, eh. So,
yeah.
How'd you do?
Okay, I did like 260.
That's
you know,
awesome.
but again, it's just starting to get back into it. I'm realizing though I need to go back to the beginning.
Oh, really? How?
Yeah, I just don't think there's enough introduction to the character before she goes on her journey, you know, or a sort of inciting incident. So I think I need to develop it because at the time I was going to do 4 different girls, so it was like boom, 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 boom. But now, since I'm really developing it, I need people to really know her before we get into this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, that's, now you know.
Yeah. And maybe if I can get all that stuff done before camp, then I can just.
That would be,
yeah. That'd be ideal. Let's see what everybody else did.
Oh, 236. Library of Tomes wrote 350. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey, Buggy, 285 plus fixing up old stuff. That's awesome.
That is good.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I got lost. Steven got 116. Dogbook got. Oh no, it's moving so fast. 542. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys.
I know. They're like totally like blowing us out of the water.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Support.
I would love to see like how many collective words we get in one of these kind of things. Like I'm so curious.
That'd be a cool statistic.
It would be an awesome statistic. I don't know how on earth. Maybe that's one of the things. If y'all could comment on the video.
Yeah.
Tell me how many points you got overall. Oh, I'd be so
curious.
Let's see. Catherine revised 3 pages. That's awesome. Jessica still 0. Did your script start working again, Jessica? That's my question. Let's see. Elizabeth 372. Not bad at all. No kidding. Punya, all I wrote was the windows were tinted. Well, now I'm curious about the windows.
I know.
Tinted with.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, Diane says that's awesome. Emily, what did Emily say? I had a light bulb moment for my outline. Yes, Emily. Yes, that's awesome.
I'm so lost in these comments. I can't find them.
I know. That's what I feel like. I'm scrolling up and down.
Yeah. Oh, but Diane got 217. Woohoo! That's good. Yes.
Oh, Diane said a Google form could work. That's a good point. Maybe for the next one, because I don't even think I kept track of my word counts properly this time. But I'll think about this, you guys. All about the stats. Let's see. Jessica said Scrivener went out again. Restarted the computer. I'll try next time.
Oh man, I know it seems like she's having a lot of problem with her Scrivener. She was saying because she has the PC version, or is that known for that?
You know what? And when I had PC, I had to stop using Scrivener because it just did not.
Really?
But that was so long ago, yeah. So I figured they might have improved it since then, but I don't know. So.
I mean, I consider myself pretty new to Scrivener. I've only really been using it the past year. But but I have a Mac, so I don't know.
That's the same, yeah, since I ended up getting it again. And you know what? The only reason I got it again was because I had Mac, and I know they develop it on the Mac first. And I heard that the Mac has like better tools, and they build some different kind of functionality into it. Right. But Nebula, they use the PC version, and it seems fine, so.
Oh, and Emily says too, I have PC Scrivener and haven't had any issues yet. Sorry to jinx you. I hope I don't jinx you.
Fingers crossed for
Emily. This is common for Scrivener. Recently bought it and not tried it yet. I don't know. I don't think it. I mean, I haven't had it crash on me.
Yeah.
The only thing I've had issues with is that they do not build it to share, and I'm co-writing with Faith, and so we have to like literally they're all like, you can't have it open at the same time, or the data might be lost. We're like, so we have to like rename it every time. So like whichever chapter she's on or whatever chapter I'm on, I just name it to chapter 5 or chapter 6 or whatever.
You know, something that I know they have like an app on your phone if you have iPhone. Again, the Apple thing, so that you could use both Scrivener on your phone and still use the desktop version. But I have Samsung. So
I know you do. You know why I know that? Because I can't text you on my computer. It's horrible. I'm all like, horrible on the phone. I'm all like, oh man, why can't I have an iPhone?
You know what? It is time that I got a new phone, and my brother just got a new iPhone after having been Samsung for years, and he says he really likes this new phone. So we'll see.
I mean, to be fair, pretty much all phones are the same to me anyway.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I feel like I'm so used to the Samsung at this point that I'm having to relearn how to use the iPhone. It looks, I don't know.
The only thing I would say that's nice about the iPhone is that if you continue to use the iPhone, nothing changes in the interfacing every time you upgrade it.
Yeah.
So that's nice, because it's like what I found in the past before, because T-Mobile did not carry iPhones. So we would just upgrade to whatever new cool phone or whatever. So it was like relearning a phone every time. Yeah. So that is the kind of nice thing, is that once we just sort of switched to iPhones, we've never had to worry about relearning anything.
Yeah. That's fair.
I don't know if that's worth it, but you know.
I'll think about it whenever I'm at the store. What do I want to buy?
Just do it for me so I can iMessage you. Like, dang it. Oh yeah, see, I love my Samsung. I don't trust iPhones. Those beaches are shady. Yeah. I can't disagree.
Kate doesn't actually have a brother. He's a plot device. In that case, I have 2 plot devices as brothers. I think they both put on my channel, so that would be a real snazzy plot device if I could just...
That's true. You kind of proof.
Just trying out actors. Let's see. Jessica, I legit have a Galaxy 5. My phone is ancient. You know what? Which one is mine? I don't know which one mine is. 6?
How long have you had it?
Oh, 3 years?
Oh, that's a long time for a phone.
You know what? And it shows it. I need a new one. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is fun. I had a question. So I know Emily's done it. I know a couple other people have done it. I only know, and you're thinking about doing it, but like asking people over authortube to beta read. How are you planning on doing that? Like, is this? I know you're not at that stage, but
I'm not. Yeah, the thing is that I wasn't able to. With Atlas Rising, because I'm pretty 100% positive that no one's read my books, like enough to read the 7th book in a 6-book series, essentially.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do it with authortube, but I think it's great. I just did a beta read for I've been really enjoying it. I did a beta read for Natalia Lee's The Pistol Daisy, and then now I'm doing Emily's, and I'm really enjoying it. You know?
Well, that's so like, because I guess they have people fill out forms. It's what I've seen in the past.
Yeah, well, Natalia had forms to fill out, and I think that's just because she wanted to make sure that like it's the right genre or the right people for the right kind of thing. And I didn't have to fill out a form with Emily, but Emily and I have more of a personal rapport, so I feel like if she does have a form, I didn't fill it out. Sorry, but but she was just cool with me beta reading. Like she was just like so. Yeah, I don't know if I would do a form. I'd probably just take whoever wanted to read it, because you know, but I have a really small channel, so I don't think I would get the amount of people like someone like Natalia probably gets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Cool. What about you?
I have so many questions. I just don't know, because I feel like I haven't talked with Natalia about it, but like people I've watched in the past who have done that seem to me to have more trouble with keeping the beta readers and like getting consistent feedback kind of thing, because if you don't have that personal connection, it's easier to drop out of beta reading. And how many people do you want to give this like, you know, unedited manuscript to? And like there's just a lot of questions, and I've seen people do things chapter at a time, but I tend to like, because whenever I beta read, I like just breeze through the entire book.
Yeah, I'm the same.
That I just go. So and then, you know, I don't know. I just haven't.
You haven't offered on authortube, right?
Huh?
I haven't seen, you never. I mean, I was gonna say I don't remember you. Thanks.
I feel like I will someday. Well, that's part of the nerves. I'll probably just tap like you and like people that I have a personal connection.
Now the pressure. You're like, oh, you.
No, but that's what that's what it was reminding me. You and Emily going back and forth during NaNoWriMo was like one of my favorite things. And like,
I know, we literally were having the same nano. That was the funniest part. It was all like I would literally see it, like it would go vice versa. Like I'd see a video and then she'd release a video and then I'd release a video and I'm like, oh my God, we're having the same experience. What is happening?
Yeah. So when you said that you were beta reading her, I was like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, no, I was excited because I've been like watching her, you know, for over a year now, I guess, since it started. And so it's just, I've been hearing about the story and I've just been dying to read it. So I was just really grateful that she said yes.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to go back through everyone's beta reading video. Now I got some questions.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Oh yeah. What are the comments?
Okay. So Phoebe says, I beta read for Vivian Reese once, way before I joined the community. Okay. Stephanie, let's see. Scott, Stephanie, Natalia Lee just did it. And then, oh no, their comments are moving so fast, you guys.
Oh no, I'm trying to go back to the thing. I need some. I signed up to Pistol Daisy, but she didn't pick me. Oh yeah, she said she had like a ton of people like sign up. I signed up right away, so I don't know if that's why she picked me, because I was just really fast. Because I'm a huge Western fan. Like, I don't read a lot of Western books, but I mean, that's like my favorite genre in movie and TV. So, and I think she kind of knew that about me because I always comment on the stuff like, oh my God, Deadwood, you know, and like, stuff like that. It's like, and so it might have been that I applied like right away. So maybe she just picked like the first people or something.
Yeah.
But, Jesse Elliott and Jenna Streety both did Google Forms. Okay, that makes sense.
And that's, so Jessica, I know you commented that. And those were the ones when I rewatched some of their videos when they talked about doing that. And that's when I was like a little bit down on that as a system. But, you know, it could work for some people. And I think if you take into account that some people might have to bail out for personal reasons, you know, that's a different kind of thing.
Yeah, like you pick 10 or 15 and then you just expect like 6. You know what I mean? Like if you're lucky.
Which I guess it's just such a different beta reading experience from the ones that I'm used to that kind of scares me a little bit. But I mean, you got to try new things sometimes.
How many people do you have that beta read? Like what's your I mean, I know the people you trust, but okay.
So like for some of the stories, I've had more in earlier rounds and then like gotten less. And then other ones, like I gave Project Purple to my co-writer, who is like one of the writers only for this one, not for the pirate story, because she doesn't read that kind of stuff. But like Project Purple, she totally reads. So I don't have that many in general. I have like 2 or 3, and then I get like different people depending on the genre, and it still stays at like 2 or 3 each.
Right. Now, do you think that you would expand that if, because before I like published myself, I found that my group of beta readers was smaller because I was just like planning on querying or whatever. But when I realized that I was going to publish, like I think Riser, I had like 30 to 40 beta readers because I was just so nervous about releasing it. And so I'm glad I did that because they caught a lot. They didn't catch everything, by the way. This is what I'm saying is like, you just can't. But I have that number as greatly reduced. I'd say my average is about 10, but I'm just wondering if that changes, like if with the stuff that you plan to indie publish, are you going to expand your beta reader? I don't know.
I think it's going to have to. Yeah. And that's part of the reason I ended up pushing back some of my initial plans in my head, since I don't know that I ever announced the new date, but I pushed it back because I was like, I'm going to have so many more people look this over, because I guess going into querying, I've been like, well, you know, the agent's going to do a round of developmental with me, and then like the editor, if it gets to that stage, will do, you know, what they want to do. So I trust but if I'm just going to put it out there, you know.
Right. It's like you have to have like another wall of defense. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So no, I feel like that's a good point. So maybe I should take the plunge at some point just to try it out.
You know, you'd have a ton of volunteers. Like I think people even in the comments here have said that they will totally
that's what, well, you know.
Yeah, Jessica was saying, Kate, you have enough following that it would probably work great, but me and Becca not so much, huh? It's true. Like we have smaller channels, so I feel like I would definitely get volunteers. I definitely think I would, but I would still have to rely on the beta readers I have.
You'd want to do, yeah.
And then it would probably be about 2, you know, however, I'm sure it would probably only be like a handful of people would volunteer. So, you know, yeah, I mean, once you have a bigger channel, like with Natalia, once you have that bigger channel, you have kind of the pick of like, you get a ton of people like offerings. So there is an advantage to having a bigger channel for beta reading for sure.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna have to steal your beta readers and just tell them that you wrote it.
No, I will tell them that I already published so many books with so many reviews has written it. Like,
well, you know, it's interesting. I think you and I were talking about this privately, but I have greatly, ever since I started my YouTube channel, my sales have actually gone down, not up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before which is kind of sad. It's all like, I don't like you now. But now that I know you, I don't want to read any of your books. But yeah, so it's interesting because I've been doing YouTube for weirdly as long as I've been working on Atlas Rising, a couple of years. Now, to be fair, I haven't released anything in 2 years either. So that might have something to do with it. I was releasing 2 or 3 books a year. And so I just had this constant flow of readership, reviews, you know, cash, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, but definitely not as much. Riser still is pretty steady. Like I'm still like randomly for almost 9 years now, I'm still in the top 100 for teen sci-fi on Amazon.
You go. Yeah.
But I mean, but I don't do anything with Riser. And, you know, so it's weird. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that's great though. I also feel like I made a video once upon a time. I think it was actually during NaNoWriMo about like things that making videos on authortube has taught me about writing. But like you saying that reminds me of like sometimes I'll put out a video and like a few people watch it, but it's nothing. And then sometimes you put out a video that like really hits with people for some reason. And it's like the longevity of some videos I would never have guessed. And they just keep going. And then other times, but then also like you have to continue to put out content to like keep those numbers going. Otherwise you kind of like fade into obscurity, which sounds like awful, but
like me. I do. I let too. I think I let too long of gaps go in between videos, but I just you know, I'll probably be better at it because we're gonna be starting our RV channel, so we're gonna be in the habit of like recording.
See,
So,
just like with writing, it really is a habit. It's like if I just know I'm gonna do this, then I do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and you definitely see people grow that way for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what they Diane, do you have any plans to turn Riser into an audiobook? Oh yeah, no, definitely. I just haven't been able to here because it's so noisy. So probably when I get back to Toronto, because we'll be able to be in an apartment then and it can be quiet.
Wait, Becca, when are you going to be in Toronto?
From May to like November.
Okay, I'm gonna message you. Yeah, well, I'm going to like a writing retreat thing, and it's in Toronto, and it's in August, September, August. So.
Oh yeah, I'll be there in August.
Oh my gosh! Okay, I'll message you.
Well, yeah, that'd be fun. We could totally hook up. That'd be great.
Yay! Okay.
Anybody else that I know, or is it any other authortubers?
Mm-hmm. Some of them. I mean, I think I met the people running it through authortube. So and then there's some people I don't know. So.
Oh, is this that? Oh, I loved those videos. Is this that Wander?
Yes, it's with Jessie.
Okay, yeah, that was so great.
Yeah, and I think she's from Toronto. So, like, I think there are other authortubers in Toronto that when you're there, you could.
Oh, that'd be fun. Well, we can at least hook up with you guys at some point. That'd be fun.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So excited.
Like the old fart. Like, you guys are all young. I'm going to be like, I'm like your mother.
Yeah, well, that's what I think we talked about with some people. Okay, Jessica confirmed that the retreat's in August.
Oh, it is. Oh, are you going, Jessica?
I think she's going to try and go next year, I think, is what I've attempted to.
Ohio, though, it's so close to Toronto. I mean, not close, but it's like drivable.
Yeah, close-ish. I think she has work that she'll confirm. I'm just saying stuff.
Yeah, no, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so battery's getting low. Battery's getting low. I hate that.
No, should we do another writing sprint?
Yes. Yes.
Really, when you come to one of our write-ins, like
I know.
We'll just talk for most of it. It's fine. Okay, let's see what people want. Do y'all want can we sprint again, Catherine? Yes, we can sprint again. Do y'all want a 15 or 20-minute sprint? That's the question. We were ticking up, so maybe we should do 20.
Yeah, I feel like we should do 20, especially on the tangent.
Yeah, now that we've 20 minutes of talking, now 20 minutes of writing.
Right.
Let's see. I'm just gonna go.
I was gonna say they said I'd rather talk than do another sprint. That's funny. 20. Yeah, okay. It seems like everyone's saying 20.
20 it is. All right. Okay, is everyone ready? It is time. And start. 20 minutes, you guys.
Okay.
Ooh. Time.
Oh.
Oh. Well, I have been alternating between like the chat and my story. And okay, I'm gonna look at Catherine has had like 2 or 3 light bulb moments in this past sprint. So
oh wow, that's awesome.
That is awesome. How did you do, Becca?
I did about 549 words. I did go back.
That's
to,
awesome.
to the beginning. So I'm weirdly, it's good, but it's kind of screwing me up a little bit in the sense that I didn't have any connection with these characters, like her schoolmates who were taken with her. I originally wrote it because I never really talked about them. It was just like, there they are, and now they're taken.
Yeah.
But now that I'm having a day where they go to school and we're meeting everybody and we're getting to know everybody, I'm all like, oh, damn, they have to be in this damn book, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I can't just get rid of them so early on.
I wrote them out. Now I have to write them back in.
That's so funny.
That's okay. It'll make it stronger. Originally, I'd wanted them to be in it, but then when I was writing it at the time, I'm like,
it didn't make sense.
People, I don't care about them.
Yeah.
Now I'm all like, oh, I care about them.
Oh, that's nice though.
Yeah. So, okay, how's everyone doing? Ooh, Jessica, 139 started a new scene, which basically means I stared at a blank page. I know that one.
I feel that. I feel like I spent half of the time reading rather than just writing, like what I'd already done. So I feel like
yeah, that's the hardest part, even when you're not doing sprints, like, you know, just in writing in general, while you're thinking, why is it taking me like all day to do 2,000 words? It's like, because a lot of it is rereading.
Reading, yeah, it's insane.
990? Holy crap.
That's incredible. I'm seeing Diane got 459.
Wow.
Diana got 333. What a great number. Let's see. Daphne got 323. Sarah got 226. Oh my gosh. Emily just working on character and setting descriptions and a lot of staring. So much staring.
So much staring. Oh my god. I literally can't even finish a line. I know how that is. You're like, dang it.
Scott asks, a character I didn't play and showed up in the scene. Does this happen to people? Characters show up you didn't expect? I think that kind of just happened to you in a different kind of way, Becca, but like.
That actually happened in Riser, surprisingly.
Really?
I originally, I know no one's going to know this, but originally her love interest was going to be this like reporter that she was going to meet later.
Yeah.
And then I had, she was in class, and then the teacher called on somebody, and the guy who raised his hand, or the guy that raised her hand and the teacher called on, all of a sudden was her love interest. Like, she was like freaking out and like, oh my God, please don't look over here. And like, whatever. I'm like, what is happening? So Ryan Vaughn, the love interest of Riser for all three things, was a total, like, he called on him in class.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun though.
Yeah. So then I had to go back and rewrite her crush where it wasn't really a crush, because she really had a crush on Ryan Vaughn, and like set it up. But yeah, so that's definitely happened to me, and he's one of my favorite characters. So it's weird how that happens.
Oh, that's so cool.
Why MC supposed to have seen Becca Smith? Oh, are you self-published or traditionally published? I'm mainly self-published. I do have one book that's traditionally published, but it's not. I don't know if I could really count it. It was for the TV show Ghost Whisperer, and it was like their like graphic novel. So it's not even like a book. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah, but I think that still counts. It also taught you a lot about, you know, maybe what you didn't want or what you did want, or, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was a difficult process in the sense that, you know, I had to deal with CBS notes, I had to deal with ABC notes, and then I had to deal with the executive producer notes, and then the publisher's notes, because they had notes too. They were pretty cool. They were actually the coolest about it though, because it's their show.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But yeah, so I think it's probably a different experience than someone who's just, you know, traditionally, like a full-on, like traditionally published. I do have friends that are traditionally published, and it just sounds way different than what they went through. So I'm like, that's not kind. I mean, I kind of had a way, like, I was working as an assistant on a TV show. You know what I mean? And they were like, hey.
Yeah.
You want to write this? Yes, please. So I feel like it's a wee bit different than regular published. So I feel mainly self-published.
Yeah. And she has a lot of experience with it. So y'all should head to her channel, check it out. So informative. Oh, I feel like I missed part of the conversation between the two Diane about pen names.
I know. Yeah, because that's interesting to me too. I feel like that is a younger generation thing of pen names.
Yeah.
Because I just do not see that in people my age. Like, we're sort of like attached to our names. So we'd be like, I don't want anyone else getting credit, even if it's me.
Yeah. That's interesting. I would be curious to know if there is a different generational. Yeah, I want this now.
I know, right? Because I do feel like on authortube I see a lot of people. Well, I mean, you know, a lot of people choose to have a pen name, and it's totally something that fascinates me. Like, I'm so like attached to my name. I didn't change my name when I got married. Like, my name, you know what I mean? Like,
well, and you know, the crazy thing is that I have no intent, not that I'm like far enough along with anyone to like be worried about that, but I have no intentions of changing my legal name either when I get married. Like, it's my name, but for writing, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna do a different thing.
What's the disconnect then? Why?
I think once I realized that I wanted to write in multiple genres that were so different from each other, I was like, you know, I'm gonna have to have, in my head, I was gonna have to have multiple names. And also I just like, you could find me and Google me, like me, but I think that having a pen gives you an extra level of like security. And I don't know if it's like from growing up in the age of like, I was right at the time when people were still freaking out about saying anything public online because people were going to find you and all this stuff. And then like, this transition, I really don't know. But
yeah, because a lot of authors, like Stephen King, I mean, I know he originally started with a pen name, but once he won as Stephen King, he switches genres all the time.
Yeah, but is it because they become so popular that they can do it? Like for them, it's better money-wise to have their one name attached to it.
So why would you have, that's what I'm saying.
But I feel like starting out, not everyone has that, you know?
I know, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Nora Roberts and J.D. Robb, like she still publishes under J.D. Robb, I think.
I want to understand it. I don't know. But at the same time, like I love your name. Like the Kate Cavanaugh name is such a great name.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
So probably go like, yeah, you should. I mean, your real name's a great name too, but it's just like, but it is kind of fun in a way to create like you get to pick. Like
yeah, you do. You get to pick.
Yeah, because Becca C. Smith does sound like I'm in witness protection program, but I'm just like, it's my name, so I'm like, you know, I'm attached to it. So I just always wondered, because the thing is that what if you did become huge, which I think you will, and then would you ever then like what and you could cross genres because you're huge.
Mm-hmm.
Would you just keep publishing under the same name? So then it's sort of like, why did you change it in the first place?
I don't know. But I feel like all the advice I've seen, okay, well, I'll say the other thing is that because some of the stories that I want to write will have sex in them, that's like a big thing for some people, is that they don't want to read those stories. So those stories are going to have a completely separate name. And that makes it a real easy distinction. And so when I was looking at it like that, I was like, well, okay, it makes sense to then have a different name for this too. So in my head, I have like 3 pen names for like each of the very distinct genres, which sounds insane, but like, I know I'm not the only one to do it. Like
not at all.
I'm creative and unique, but I'm certainly not that creative and unique. Like I know I got that from other places. So
yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, because like the novel that Faith and I are writing, she actually writes like erotica fiction, and I don't. Like I write YA PG. I mean, it's pretty PG. My stuff is very PG. So, but the first 2 books never really got R-rated, you know. But this third book, it's really R-rated. Like it's like NC-17, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know, you know. And so we've been going back and forth. So what we eventually decided to do is to publish sort of a novella of all the sort of deleted scenes that and just outright tell people this is, you know, for adults only.
Yeah.
You know, NC-17, like her chapters, and then mine are still like PG, but you know, it's like, you know, so that the third book itself is still like the first 2 relatively. But I've never thought about changing my name. So I don't know, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's just so interesting to me.
Do a poll, do a stat, do a poll.
That's what I know. Well, because as I was going through the comments, like, Steve Millen says this is a pen name. Samantha Pixley is a pen name.
Okay.
So okay, I know that this is true for Diane also, but Cassie says I'm in the medical field, so I'd feel odd if patients found out about me if I publish.
Okay.
I've also heard like it depends on your profession, you know.
True, that's true.
The session has 3 pen names too. Like, maybe is it a generational thing? I don't know.
I think it might be. It might be. It might just be like, you know, we're sort of raised to be attached to our names.
Yeah.
You know? And so for me, like it was like you were saying how you feel like if you ever got married, that's how I feel about my name. Like that's why it was never a consideration.
Like across everything. Yeah.
When Stefan and I got married, I'm like, we didn't even talk about it. Like it was just assumed by him and me that was just like, I'm not changing my name.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
technically my name isn't Becca, it's Rebecca, but
Well, but if you go by Becca.
That's what I go by, so.
That's
yeah.
Okay, so Steven says that my legal name is very common, which is kind of to your point. I guess for some people, though, especially coming out now, I guess, in publishing, you know, there's all this hoopla around names. If your name has been done however many times before, you might be more.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's another really big author, Becca Smith.
Really?
He writes knitting books.
Oh.
The one thing I can't do, I can't knit. But but yeah, people all the time think it's me because they see I sew and like and I do all this stuff. So they're like, "Do you knit too?" Like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "No, I don't knit." But she wrote the dummies book, for dummies for knitting. Yep. So she's pretty big. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I wrote that. No.
Oh, I do see Rin says, I write smut. I've got to use a pen name. Yeah, that's the thing. Do you want people to be able to search you and find that it's you?
Right. I get that. That genre I get because some people are weird about it. So I do understand that. But like if I was just saying, like if you were going to do a rom-com and a fantasy or a sci-fi, those aren't that different to me enough to do different names.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But are you doing extreme genres? Is that why you think you want to?
So that was the other thing, is that if I'm going to indie publish versus traditional publish, so like Kate Cavanaugh was the name I'd planned on traditionally publishing under. Okay. And that's more like young adult, but maybe like this other one that's a murder mystery, I could still publish under that name. Like that was never, but the ones that I know that I want to write that are going to have sex in them, probably not like erotica,
right.
have sex in them, I would have a different name. And then like if I ever in my head finally publish my Scooby-Doo meets Princess Bride story, that's like such a weird genre that I was like, that's gotta be, in my head that was a separate name too, because it's a little bit more gruesome and like the language is much more like, I mean, there's drug use, like there's all sorts of things where I was like, that's gotta be like,
okay.
So yeah.
Instead of putting like for me, like when we're publishing the series with Faith, we put a disclaimer on it.
That would be the other.
Instead of doing a disclaimer, you just change your name, essentially, is the thought process behind it.
That is, yeah. And I think I'm just worried that if people Googled me, like, in my opinion, I don't know. I just don't want to get yelled at for someone missing a disclaimer. Like, how many times would I be frustrated having to be like, well, there was a disclaimer on it. So, yeah. I mean, like, that's
I'm
just.
Sure, I'll have to deal with that. Yeah.
Which I do think that absolves you. Like, you told people up front, so it's not really that big of a deal. But also, in my head, it's just easier to have
a different name.
Yeah.
Which I would just feel like split personality, like, wait. But it'd be kind of comforting.
You know what? As I get farther along in the process, either traditionally or indie, I'll let you know. Y'all are gonna know if this was a good idea or bad idea. Like,
you're like, wait, which one am I? Which am I? Who am I?
Yeah. Let's see. Should we do another sprint? I feel like we should do one more to finish this off. Hold on. I'm gonna map this.
Okay.
We did a 20 minute, a 15, and a 10, right? 20, 15, 10, 45, 45.
How many have we
done? I want to do another 15 one, and then we can have successfully written for an hour.
That's actually good. I'm down for that if you guys are.
Yeah. Are y'all down for one last 15-minute sprint? I know that's kind of like a long one to do at the end, but I'll feel slightly more productive. Let's see. Oh, I do see some more people with the pen names.
Yeah, a lot of people. I like that. Yeah, a lot of people use fake names. It's true.
Okay, I'm seeing some yeses to the 15. So y'all, you know what? At the end of this, a full hour of writing and a lot of talking.
A lot of talking, but a full hour of writing.
Yeah. All right, you guys, and start. Yay! time.
Oh, I just have to finish the sentence.
Go, Becca, go. Go, Becca, go. I once again spent more time reading than I did actually writing, but I switched over to Project Death. So that was a nice note.
Yeah, I'm trying not to reread as much because I feel like if I do, I mean, this was my NaNo project, and so it's like, oh my God, I don't want to read 50,000 words.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to just like, I'll fix the seams later.
Yeah.
Kind of like throw in there, but when you're starting new, like you are, it's better to just reread when you're jumping back in.
It is. Well, and that's what I'm realizing, that when I switch between two different stories, I feel like I'm occasionally adding to the amount I reread because I want to get in the right mindset, you know? So, you know, pros and cons to
I know. Oh, gosh.
See how everyone did. A Bookish Obsession got 176.
Nice.
Like I said, at this point, I'm spewing trash out on my dog. I feel that way more often than not, truthfully.
I know. Especially when you're doing sprints sometimes, it's all like,
Yep. Oh, Diane asked, who doesn't use word count for goals? That's a good question. I was watching someone else's writing vlog video, and he was saying how he, in the first draft that he writes, he doesn't have a target word count, which, yeah, and I thought about that, and I was like, I don't know that I ever have target word counts for that either until I get later in. Then I feel like I have, but that could be wrong. I don't know.
That's because you fast draft, right?
Yeah. So at that point, it's like, it can vary so much that
I am like, that's how I outline, is by word count. Like, I break everything down. I'm like, okay, this book's going to be 20 chapters. Each chapter's going to, like, if I want it to be 100,000 words, then I do the math on how long each chapter is going to be. And then I just write the chapters to that word count. Yeah. Really? So I'm really count based.
Wow, that's fascinating. That's so interesting.
It just helps in terms of, and it probably comes from the screenwriting thing, because you have to do plot point 1 has to be on page 25 to 27, and plot point 2 has to be on page, you know, So it just got me, I think, in that place of like, well, chapter 1 has to be, you know, and so.
Yeah, I feel like that's got to help with pacing sometimes, though, because I think I'm starting to realize a recurring problem I have is that I end too quickly. So, like, not that the ending's not satisfying, but that, like, if I were to, like, put word counts to each thing, there's not enough word counts attributed to, like, the very end when there should be. So
sometimes that's okay, because, you know, I mean, well, especially like if it's a series, I mean, at that point, it's all like, it's practically a cliffhanger anyway. Even if it's not, it's like, you know, there's another book, you know? So endings, I think that's where you can be, because then you get like, I know you don't like her, but then you get like the Cassandra Clare, where her endings are long. Like, she gives so much sum up. Which, that's the only part I'm not that into in her writing. Because it's just like, the book ends, and then you have about 150 pages, or feels like, of like just wrapping shit up.
You know? Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Yeah.
So it's like, I think a balance, but at the same time, it's like.
Yeah. Well, I always question if something's a pattern, is this just like my style in quotes, or is it like something that should be improved upon? So
I don't know. I mean, like, I mean, you've written so many books, so it's like, you would know, right? I mean, it's like, you know, but it's just maybe, do you feel like you want to change it, or?
Well, that's really the question, because I've had some that I've written where I'm like, oh no, this is great, and the feedback I got is like, oh no, it's fine. But then others, it's like, that was a really quick ending, and I'm like, is that good or bad? So it's just, I guess maybe it works better for certain types of stories, but for all of them. So
right, that makes sense. Yeah. Becca, your short sleeves are making me want summer. Oh, well, it's because I live in Los Angeles and it is summer.
Well, you know what? I'm wearing a sweater today, but it was like 70 something. Like it was.
What it is out here. Yeah, I'm like hot, so I was just like, oh, I'm gonna wear my short sleeves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess I can talk to you about this in private, but we're actually going to be driving through San Antonio. Part of our road trip. So I was like,
yes. We will have to meet up. Yes. That'll be so much fun. Well, okay, I'll ask you about it later.
Okay, I know. I just was like, just reminded me of that because you were saying it was 70 degrees there. I'm like, we're actually going to be driving there.
Yay, okay. Let's see. Jessica says the final books in both the Mortal Instruments and then Fertile Devices. I just saw for the last 200 pages of wrap up. So, well, there you go.
It is. I'm telling you, she does so much wrap up, which is kind of nice when you're reading it because when you're in a really stressful part of the book and you're like 80% in, you know, like you're thinking, oh God, is this going to be stretched out for 20% of this book? I will go with the percentage because I have a Kindle. And then it's like, but it's not. It like ends at like 85%, and then you've got another 15% to flip off. So
all right, we'll see. Could be a good thing. I do see. How long do y'all think a chapter should be? And then Diane says my chapter lengths vary wildly. Mine also vary wildly because of that.
Mine do not vary at all.
That's the thing that fascinates me.
But that's literally just because that's how I outline.
Yeah.
So like with Riser, there's only 7 chapters, but every chapter is about 11,000 words to 12,000 words. Yeah. So once you have that in your head, it makes it really easy to reach it because it just naturally just plops in that way. You know, it's 12,000 and you write to 12,000, you know?
Yeah. And that would motivate me. I guess I just don't think that way at first.
Well, it's because it's literally because of the way I outline. Because when I outline it, I literally write out a blank document of how many chapters. So I write chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I put where the stuff that I do know, I place them where I think they approximately should be, and then I fill in the rest.
Yeah. So. I just love hearing how other writers.
I know everyone is different. That's what's so crazy. It's like Emily just did a video about outlining, and she was saying that it's like because a lot of people are really into the save the cat thing, and it doesn't work for everybody. Like it doesn't work for me, but it works for so many people. Like it is like a huge.
That's what I still need to read that one. I've been saying this for months now, but I'll eventually pick it.
You may like it, you may not. I mean, that's the thing. It's just like everybody's so different.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard to give advice. That's why I never like to do advice videos, you know? Because it's like
so true too. Yeah. I feel like I'm not only do I feel like not qualified, but because it varies so much between people, I'm like, this is how I do it. That doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And what you do for me, and it's just a mess.
Right?
But I do I like the like how-to videos you do. I like the audiobook stuff, and
I only do, but I literally only do how I do it. I don't do like how you should do it.
Yeah. There's a distinction there. I agree.
Yeah, like for me, it's like if I ever do a quote unquote, like I think I'm gonna do actually, although I don't know how useful it's gonna be, but I am going to just because I am going to do a video on how to lay out your book in InDesign. So I just don't know how many people have InDesign. You know what I mean? Because that's a paid program.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, don't have that. So, I mean, I'm going to do it because it is the best way to get approved. Because I heard a lot of people having issues uploading their files to like Ingram Spark and like things like that. And so I was actually worried about it. I was like, oh God, everyone seems to be having this trouble. But I knew they weren't laying their books out in InDesign. And so I uploaded my file, and like within 2 hours, they were like, you've been approved. And I was like, oh. And so that's why InDesign is so much better than any other program, because it's literally made for professional layout. So you're not going to run into those errors. You're not going to run into those problems when you're uploading to KDP or to Ingram Spark. It's just going to be smooth, at least for me and the way that I do it. Because guess what? It's like a program. There are so many ways to do it. So this is, again, how I lay out books.
Like, I'm so excited to hear that. And I would love to like pick your brain on what other kind of programs you think are worth buying, or that you use that are paid programs in order to create your novels and put them up for publication. Because I know you've also designed your covers, right?
I mean, I'm still kind of up and down about my covers, because some of them I really like. Let's face it, the only ones I really love are the ones my husband did. And that's just because he was a professional graphic designer. Like literally, if I was to show you all my covers and you picked out your favorites, I 1000% guarantee they will be Stefan's. Like really? 1000%. Yeah. It's like, oh, I like that one. Oh, gee, I wonder, you know what I mean? It's all like, because he's the one who did like Dream Diaries, and like, I mean, with the creepy, balloon with the severed hand and whatever. And like, he just is really good at like, and he's the one that did like Ripper, which is the heart with the 3D heart with the swirl in it and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, oh, great. So eventually, when he has time, because he never has any time, is the problem. He is going to redesign. He is going to be doing Atlas Rising. Thank goodness.
Right.
Yeah. And we are going to do a photo shoot. And so since Atlas Rising is both Kayla and Chelson, the two models we're going to use, we're going to, they sign a waiver or whatever so that I can use them for any cover. So I may update. I think a lot of people just get confused with Riser because it's just the swirling hull. So I may update it to look more like the genre that it's in, with an actual person, like silhouette-y person, like never full face, but like,
Yeah, no, I do know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that's going to be happening probably before we leave. So at least the photo shoot part. So I'll vlog that.
Okay, good. I was like, I have so many questions. So that's great. Let's see. Oh, I see some people are logging
some
off.
People saying good night. Good night.
Yeah. Good night.
I know, we're still talking.
Yeah. That's what, see, look at that. Diane, Taebuggy. Yeah, I'm very interested in all of this kind of content. So I'm excited.
Let's see. I'm planning on doing a show operate during. Okay, that's cool. With Catherine. Oh, Anika says, Kate Cavanaugh, it's actually thanks to you that I'm doing all the nanos this year.
Oh, yay! That's tons of enthusiasm for us.
Oh, and Jessica, yeah. Oh, yes. All.
I second that. All the Becca content. Oh, Michaela, can you offer any advice for a writer who can't seem to let go of her inner editor? I try and write, and I want to write, but I get so hung up on it being publisher perfect the first try. Oh.
Yeah.
The hard part about that is that the advice is just like, don't. But that's not super helpful. I think that's something that you just... I don't have any advice on how to get over that. I will say that what I do when I'm feeling like my writing's not good enough is that I turn the font to white so that I can't look back over it again. And then that way I never do any kind of rereading. So like it doesn't necessarily help you in the moment of that particular scene you're writing, but like you won't go back and reread it, which I find helps.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I guess for me, the only thing I can really say, and this again sort of just comes from like working in TV and stuff like that, is that if you don't stop editing, it'll never get out there.
Mm-hmm.
And like with TV, like you don't have a choice. Like it airs. Like the episode is airing. So you don't care if you don't edit anymore. You can't. It's like it's got to go up. So or not even up. It just has to be like filmed. You know, it's like production waiting and stuff. So I guess I always have that sort of in the back of my mind, like a deadline, or not even a deadline, but just like if I want to release anything, you just kind of have to force yourself, which I know, like you said, doesn't sound like great advice, but it is. It's like you have to turn it off. Otherwise, it's never going to happen.
Yeah. Well, and that's
what you have to let it go.
Yeah. Well, and it's helped me to realize, I think the more I wrote, the more I realized my own process. And because I write a 0 draft, I just know it's not going to be good. I don't put those expectations. That's part of the reason I call it a 0 draft, is because I skip all over the place. I don't even fill in some scenes. Like 90% of it by the time I write a first draft. But it's just like I have to get it out and then I can make it better. Because if you don't get it out.
That's true too. Because I know a lot of writers that can't actually, you know, they just never finish their first draft.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So many.
Yeah, that's a huge issue for a lot of people, because it's just they keep reworking it, which probably means they would lend themselves better to your way of doing it, of doing this fast draft, because then at least you have a completed something that you can work with. Yeah. So your way. Which is why the nanos help, because they really are good for that.
I agree. Yeah, that's definitely, I mean, I think that's even part of their, like, not slogan, but it is like one of the things they kind of preach, as if this is a great time to just get it out. Let it be a thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about how good it is.
Yeah, I mean, I always used to just call it the puke draft. Your 0 draft sounds so much more romantic. Mine's all like puke, because that's what it feels like to me. I'm just like puking it out, you know? Like,
yeah, that's basically
but 0 draft sounds way better. I'm gonna like switch to that terminology now.
Linnea says, I finished my first drafts, then I give up because editing is hard. You know what? Editing is hard, and I don't know how many drafts, first drafts or 0 drafts, that I wrote before I ever got to a point where I successfully edited something. But then once I did, I've gone back and edited everything since. Like, I've been able to move past that stage. So it feels more like a skill I eventually unlocked, rather than like, I don't know. I agree. That was the hardest thing to get over for me, was feeling like this was worth editing.
Well, because sometimes 0 drafts or puke drafts can be overwhelming, because you know there's so much work you need to do to them. Yeah. And it just makes you kind of want to start something new, you know, like, well, this one will be better, and I'll just go on, you know.
Well, that's something with my fast drafting method, is that I write the fast draft, and I usually end up with like 40,000 words, let's say. And what I do is a completely separate document. And I honestly don't even look back at this old document, because that's when I would get discouraged, is when I like see how bad this one is. But like, if I'm rewriting it from scratch, you know, but I have all of this stuff I can pull. So the lines that I do like, I can copy and paste some of it in here, but I just completely rewrite it. So because of that, I'm like, it's awful.
I know. I'm just like, sometimes I'm just like, oh God, what did I do? What did I do?
What did I make? Let's see. Well, I'm young. I'll probably finish a manuscript someday. Okay, that's the other thing. No time limit.
There's no time limit.
Yeah, that's the great thing about writing too. And like, when I'll talk to my dad about it sometimes, but it's like, you can still be a writer in like 70s, 80s, even 90s. Like, as long as your mind is still there, you can be a writer. Like, it's not manual intensive, you know, all this stuff.
Oh, no, yeah. My dad still writes books, and he's, you know, he's 80. So it's just like.
Yeah, there's no rush.
Yeah. And he didn't start writing until he was in his 50s. Like he didn't, he was just working a regular job, and so he just, he always liked writing, but he never did it. So he didn't really start doing books until he was, in his 50s. So
yeah,
you never know. Oh, what's this? I had where are we? I'm lost.
I know, that's what I have to reference back. So, Daphne, my problem is post-NaNo. My first draft is not over, but I can't write anymore. Oh, like you're tired of the story, or you don't have any more of the writing? I'm lost too. In conclusion, I'm lost.
Maybe it's a good time to.
I was going to say, you know what? We did an hour of writing. I'm feeling successful about this work. Thank you guys for joining us. I know Becca is actually going to be joining me and Jessica on my channel for an authortube chat, and we're going to pick her brain about all things. You have so much experience within the TV industry, but also self-publishing, and we're going to talk about like how to help yourself the most as a writer, basically, and like take care of your content and a myriad of other things. So
protect, yes.
Protect, yes. So that's it. Should I figure out when that's happening? Because I have it in my calendar somewhere. It's this month, you guys. I'll
I know. Actually, I think I have that in the calendar. Where is it?
Next week.
It's the 21st. Thursday the 21st.
All right. Becca's got it. So another live stream Thursday. It'll be more chatty. More chatty than this. That's it'll be more chatty.
That's crazy.
But yes, thank you guys. Hope everyone has a good night. Thanks, Becca.
Thanks. Bye.